Well, hello. Today, everybody. It's Wednesday. Today is actually the day that I get to go out with my friends and have some fun playing some card games. So I wanted to do the live a little earlier. In the last couple of days, I've been talking about Shopify in my groups and an email and everything else. And one of the questions people ask is like, how do I get started? Uh, and I guess you gotta hop to learn how to walk before you fly. So this video is gonna be all about that. We're gonna talk about what you need to do to get started on Shopify. How do you know that this is for you, and how do you know this is something you actually want to do? Um, Shopify, it's as you know, is not a free platform. It requires an initial investment. The regular Shopify store is going to cost you some money to get started. Now, the basic plan, which is the one you honestly need, you don't need anything else. Those premiums and stuff like that, it's just an extra expense that honestly you probably won't get the money back. The $30 a month that Shopify costs you, it's pretty much the only expense you could have if you want to run a very lean store. Now, being honest, is just not going to be $30, right? Shopify stores, as you start getting into it, you're going to start realizing that you need tools to make your life a lot simpler. Some of these apps are going to come in terms to save you time, which time is money when you are running a business. And in some other, situations, some of these apps are just going to help you increase your reach, which at the same time is going to save you money by not having to run as many Facebook ads as you would have to run a customer. One of these apps is that you have to start creating some SEO so that you get found by Google faster than you were doing everything used manually inside your Shopify store. Now, apps that could save you money are some apps that could save you time by reducing the size of your image, which in turn can make your site runs faster. So how much money you want to spend on ads, it depends entirely up to you and how you want to, and how you value your time and how much you value money. So in some cases, having to pay $10 a month for an app that is going to save me more than 1 hour is way worth it, right? Because my hourly rate is at least $50 an hour. So if I'm going to be doing extra work that I can save by just paying $10, for me, it's worth it. Now I know it's not for everybody. Everybody values time and money differently. So you have to decide which apps to use. Now, how do you get started and why you should launch a Shopify store? Now, first of all, I'm going to start with what is not a Shopify store. A Shopify store is a store that you own, okay? Yes, you're on Shopify, and then yes, they can remove your privileges from having a store because you broke a terms and conditions agreement that you actually accepted, like breaking some infringement, abusing your customers by not delivering on time consistently, and customer reporting you to Shopify because at the end of the day, at the very bottom, it says that you're Shopify. You also have to deal with PayPal or Shopify payments. Now, Shopify payments is how most of the time they find out that you're not doing something right. So they connect. And to be honest, you have to have Shopify payments in your store. Otherwise, you will be completely dependent on PayPal, and you want to have both. PayPal payments at the end of the day is a Stripe, but they just have like a partnership and stuff like that. And how are you? I don't see your name. You have to approve that you can see your name, but hi. So a Shopify store is yours. Okay, all your customers, all your ad spend, everything you do is only for your own benefit. You are not driving traffic, let's say, to Etsy. Once you drive the traffic, they can click in one of your products and then they can bounce into somebody else's product and make the purchase to someone else. In this case, if you drive someone into your store, all they're going to find is your product. The problem with that is that unless you start running some sort of ad, some sort of marketing campaign, or at least letting people know you exist, it's like having a vending machine inside in the middle of the desert. Nobody knows you exist, okay? Not even Google. Unless Google starts finding out that you exist by posting, and for them finding backing links to your store, they are never going to find your store. So when you open a brand new store, the problem you will have is that nobody knows you exist. And that, for some people, is where the problem begins, right? So you have no idea how to even drive with the less minimum amount of customers, either by posting on Instagram, having a Facebook page, or having a Pinterest account where you can create some traffic to your store, even if it's for free, this is not for you. You have to understand that you're going to have to drive traffic to your store, either by free or either paid or either, but whatever the means they are, even if it's an email list, you got to drive the traffic. So you don't count like so many of you are used to, that Amazon or Etsy or Redbubble or whatever the platforms that you're used to doing, they always drive traffic for you and you get found in the search engine. Here is not going to be the case at the beginning. You're going to have to do that effort yourself. So that is what kills a lot of people when they launch the Shopify store. The patience wears off pretty fast when they don't see traffic. They go into the store and say, oh, only 5 people came to my store today. And then they see that the weekly, oh my God, only 100 people came to my store and no sales. Well, it takes a while, okay, to start making the sales, because first of all, you're tweaking, and a lot of people tend to open the store way too soon before they even complete it, and they're driving traffic to your store and it's like still loading extremely slow. And to be honest, it generates the customer to bounce out. It's like, oh my God, this is taking more than 20 seconds to load. I don't have time for this. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I didn't even want to buy this shirt. I just saw the ad. I was curious how much it cost. I wanna check it, and they are like, yeah, never mind. I leave. So it takes some effort to have a Shopify store set up in a way that you can, first of all, drive the traffic to it, and then keep the traffic on it for them to make the decision to make the purchase. It has to load fast. So when you have a store in Etsy or in Amazon, stuff like that, they are the ones who won't worry about that. Another issue that you find when you have, a Shopify store is that now you're on your own. You don't have the customer support from Amazon or Etsy or anybody else. You are your customer support. Actually, yes, this is going to be live on this. You can watch this recording later on my group, also on my YouTube channel. They're going to be both there. Actually, they're going right now broadcasting on YouTube and broadcasting on my group and in my Facebook page. They will be there for you to watch later if you want to. So when you launch a store, you have to keep in consideration that you have to do that. Okay, you have to drive some traffic. And then you got to do some customer service or support, however you want to call it. When we do royalty base, we never get to interact with the customer. So when the customer is coming to you mad because they didn't get the product on time, some people that jump from the royalty base straight to to Shopify, they don't know how to interact with the customer. It takes some time. It takes getting used to and developing a callus to say, okay, this is not going to insult me. It's nothing personal. It's business, right? And then you're going to start getting cold and realize that customer is not always right. Okay, the customer is right in services, but in Shopify, customers tend to abuse and tend to cheat because they know that they have PayPal on their side and they have like that. And some people say it's like, I didn't get my product. You have the tracking number. You get to fight it. Okay, you will most likely win that fight with PayPal. You actually willing to say no. The beautiful thing about this is that if you have all your T's and crossed, and you have the tracking number and you have everything, you can actually say to the customer, you know what? No, I am not going to send you something else. I have proof that you received my product. It was delivered, and I am not going to do it. We do those things when we are in Amazon or we are on Etsy because we are afraid of having negative feedback. Here, all we're going to lose that customer. And guess what? We don't care about that customer because the customer is not actually being a good customer. Where are they going to leave feedback? So, and when they reply to PayPal, all you got to do is PayPal say, look, we delivered, we got the tracking number. But you gotta generate that, that callus to say, that cold block to say no or yes, I can do something like that. Now, you can tell the customer, yes, I will, and yes, you may develop a customer for life that it may build a longer relationship. You have to start getting into the action to say, how do I want to act? What do I want to do, right? It is things you have to develop, which, as time goes by. These are the things that you don't get to learn when you're a royalty, but you get to learn when you are on Etsy. Customer support in Etsy is a plus. So that's what I always say. You go to merch or Redbubble or anything royalty. The next step for you will be Etsy. Why? Because You still have the support of the base, and that's why I have the Etsy POD Secrets course. Before the Shopify course, I did it, in a way that it could scale. In the Etsy course, I started teaching how you can scale into Shopify little by little by we moving from royalty to Etsy. Now you're in Etsy. Now you can jump into Shopify. It is the common flow. In Shopify, Etsy, you're in the middle. You're the owner of your product. You have your customer support. You start building a customer list, but you still have the support from Etsy by driving your traffic, by having to help you with disputes, by having to allow you to build that customer relationship you will need at full on Shopify. When you're in Shopify, you're on your own. You and your staff, you have any. Otherwise, it's you against the world. Okay, you're gonna have to be dealing with suppliers. You're gonna have to be dealing with returns. You're gonna have to be dealing with all this stuff. Now, why is this so amazing? Now, when you're a merch, you're getting paid small royalties, tiny bit royalties. Most of the money is being made by merch, plus the commission that they get on top, plus whatever they do. Yes, they make most of the money. You just make tiny royalties compared to what they make. However, they eat all the returns, they eat all the disputes, they do all the marketing, they do everything else. Yes, you can say, for Fernando, I'm running AMS ads on Amazon. I am getting traffic. Well, congratulations, you're running some ads. The point of that ads is that those ads are pretty useless. Now, you can say that you'll make some money out of them, but all you're doing is generating an ad for one sale and one sale only. They don't come back to your store because they don't know you exist. They bought from Amazon. They didn't buy from you or from me or from anybody else. They bought from Amazon.com. Next time they go, they're not going to go look for your store and see what you got. They're going to go to Amazon, search for the shirt they want to again, and the whole process begins. They might get lucky that they found your link, and they do. Now, 1 in 1,000 customers may save your store, say, hey, I like this store. I'm going to come back later and check it out again. I actually have one customer that every single month buys something from me in Amazon FBA. They always buy toys. Like, I think this is like grandparents or something that they buy gifts for their grandkids. Every month, with no failure, they always buy a toy from me. Sometimes they overpay because I have them too expensive compared to the market. But it's like they come every month. It's like, I'm gonna buy a gift for this grandkid, and they go and buy from my store. For some reason, they stay in my store, and all they see is what I have available. So, I'm sorry. So you're driving traffic. They go make one purchase, and that's it. In Shopify, you do the traffic. They give you an email. They make the purchase. Guess what? Tomorrow, you can send them another email or another ad targeted to that person that purchased from you. You keep reminding them that you exist by email, by targeting, by anything else, and you can make them again a customer again. So your ad keeps making you money. The very first ad keeps making you money because retargeting ads are way cheaper than cold traffic ads. Once you identify a customer, you can be messaging them, and they can keep coming back for cheaper. Same thing for email. You got an email out of that ad, you keep emailing them, and they can come organically coming to purchase from you. That's something that you will never be able to accomplish doing royalty-based, advertisement or royalty-based. When you are in Etsy, you kind of can do that because you can install a Facebook pixel on Etsy and you can zero in ads. The problem with those ads is that some of these customers are going to jump to another store, and they may not buy from you. So even though your ads are saying that you get clicks and you get views and you get stuff like that, the reality is that you are also bringing traffic for many other stores in Etsy. When they make a purchase, you do get an email, and then you can do marketing to them, but it's not at the same scale. So that's why Shopify is a plus. Now, another thing about, for example, when you are merged by Amazon, is that the mentality surrounding royalty base is that you gotta go wide. Is that the more the products you have live, the more probabilities you're gonna make money. And that is where the model in a way fails, right? Because you shouldn't be basing your business on probability. You should be basing a business on quality. But going to royalty, It's like, okay, they tell you 400 uploads today. The mentality of most sellers in royalty is that I gotta upload as much today, no matter what. So you are a somewhat designer, you know you cannot design that many designs every single day. So you end up hiring some designer to do the work for you. And they're gonna charge anywhere from $4 to $10. There's so many people that come out and selling bundles and this and that, and you can buy. And most of them are pretty crappy quality. I'm not saying names or anything like that, I'm just saying what it is. Some are very good ones, right? But the reality is that the majority are not. So you end up buying and buying and buying designs from some other company. And at the end of the day, you have thousands in your portfolio, thousands of designs in your portfolio. And you say, well, I'm tier 10,000. Okay, yeah, congratulations, you made 10,000 sales. Oh, out of how many designs? And how many times has that design sold? Let's say you sold 1,000. I can guarantee you that if you start looking at your designs, you're gonna find probably one or two that have sold more than 20 shirts. The rest were one-offs, bunch of one-offs. Oh my God, so one of these, I saw one of that. And a lot of people are very excited because they saw one design and now the listing stays there forever because you don't have to fill that hole anymore, right? So it's like, it's a never ending process. You always have to get designs. When you go into Shopify, a store with thousands of designs does not work. It gets so slow, it gets so loaded, it becomes so difficult to navigate that the customers just get, this is too much. I'm gonna bounce out. Because when a customer is presented with too many options, they just feel like there is just no way they're gonna make the decision. Just think about this. Think about how you are acting the phone. You are in the phone, you may be in the restaurant, you may be in the restroom, you may be in your bed. You're just going like this in your phone and there's an ad. You say, man, I just saw this ad. Nice, I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna go to a store. I'm looking at the store. Thing loaded pretty fast. I see the product now. I say, I wonder what else they got. I like this one. I wonder what else they got. Now they go through your collection, and then there's 100 different shirts, and they're like, I like this one, I like this one, I like this one. Well, if they were in lunch or in break, they only had 10 minutes in break, and they probably have like 1 minute left to do that. And it's like, man, I cannot do this in 1 minute. Guess what? They're gonna disconnect and they're gonna go. They go to the restaurant, they finish going to the restaurant, like, man, this too long. I don't have time to choose from all the inventory. They go. They don't have the attention span because in the first time, they were never, ever planning on purchasing from you. When they went to your store, it's because you convinced them out of the blue to go to your store. But now you're presented with so many options. So a Shopify store is work best with very little inventory. Just think about this. You go to any store at the mall and you go to the t-shirt section. And you go and there's a t-shirt section and it's like 20 different t-shirts available. It's all they got, 20 t-shirts available. And of each design, it's only one color. They already decided for you which is the best color that you want to have in that shirt. They don't give you options. Like this shirt that I'm wearing right now, it's only was in blue. I mean, they didn't have it in black, they didn't have it in red, they didn't have it in yellow, only in blue. That's all they did, okay? Now I had the choice to say, okay, I wanted a Spider-Man shirt. There's only 3 shirts here where it has Spider-Man. I like the blue, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna buy it. If they were to give me 5 different colors of this shirt, and then they will give me 20 other designs, there will be 100 freaking designs available there, and I will be lost. And I'll be like, I don't have time for this. I want to go and buy some pants as well because I want to get out the mall in less than an hour. They understand. Retail stores understand that time is money. And they understand that they got to convince you to make the purchase at first sight. Same thing for websites. When you're in merch, people don't see your full catalog. They don't know that you have 1,000 or 10,000 or 100,000 designs. They don't care how many designs you got. They saw that by scrolling down. They saw yours. They clicked on it and they liked them and they purchased it. That works in that model. In Shopify, it doesn't. Shopify allows you to lower your cost of inventory to the minimum. So instead of having to have thousands of designs, you only get to have about 100 to 200 designs. Because being honest, once you upload a design and it starts selling, you want to scale it and sell more, and you want to add it to more products. If a design doesn't sell right away, and the market research and the showing it to your customers and the engagement ads didn't show that it was, right away you remove it before it starts ranking on Google because you don't want to destroy your SEO. So you have like that shirt only for a couple of days, you don't like it, remove it, and you add new products right away. That lowers your cost significantly. Just think about these. You were paying somebody $5 in average for a shirt, and you have 1,000 designs. $5 per design, and you have 1,000 designs. That is $5,000 in designs that you have right now in your portfolio. And I can guarantee you there's a lot of people that have 1,000 designs right now that are selling merch by Amazon. So I find it very funny when they tell me I cannot afford a $30 store a month, but you have $5,000 in designs that never sold, because that is what you were driven to believe, that that's the way to conduct business. To be honest, the Merch by Amazon or Redbubble, stuff like that, is a platform for designers to sell their products. It's not for third-party sellers to come and say, I'm going to pay somebody to design, and then I'm going to go and do, and then I'm going to upload, and then I'm going to sell. Because I guarantee you that if a bunch of people run their numbers, they will see that they're not making that much money after they deduct the cost of the design, all the tools they're paying for, and everything else in between. And their hourly rate will come very, very, very small. In Shopify, yes, you pay $30 for some tools and some apps and whatever you want to, but you have very small costs on design because you focus on quality. Like when you go into, for example, Shine On, and you are in Shine On and you want to do those crosses and stuff like that, you don't go and ask somebody who has no experience on design to do so. Why? Because the lettering is so small that it has to be readable. And it has to, when you create the mockup, you have to be able to read what is inside that cross without having to go with a little loop, and a little eyeglass and see what it actually says. You gotta be able to see it. So only a designer that understands how to do text correctly do those type of designs. Now they're not going to cost you $4 or $5. They're probably going to cost you $20, but you only need to have about 10 of those in your store. That is about the same cost of buying 10 or 20 of those other designs that are the same that everybody else is getting because everybody's copying each other, and you can have those unique designs on a product that if you sell it, it's going to cost you about $13, $14 to print, and you can sell it for $40 to $45. The margins on a Shopify store are way bigger than what you will ever make at a royalty, store. You hear numbers that somebody's successful, they're making $100,000 on merch, but there's a handful of people making that amount of money, literally a handful. Most people don't make that much money. However, you hear stories of people making millions of dollars selling on Shopify. Why? Because we are not limited by the amount of people that can purchase from us. People get excited on platforms like Merch because now you can sell in Japan and you can sell in Spain. We can sell in every single country from day one on Shopify. We don't care. To be honest, I don't like selling worldwide. I actually only focus in the United States. It's 400 million, customers that I have here. I only need a few thousand to buy from me every single month and have a very good living. Why do I want to stress myself and shipping on overseas and getting the traffic laws and stuff like that and running ads all over the world? I am a one person show. Now, if I had more employees, yes, why not? Deal with that stress. I can do that. I can run more ads and I can scale and stuff like that. But I also spend some time teaching and coaching and doing some other things that I like to do. You have to decide what you want to do. Now, is a Shopify store difficult to launch? Well, not really. In the Shopify POD Secrets course that I just launched, I teach you every single step of how to create every single thing in your store. Every single setting, I explain why it is needed and why it is thought. So if you want to launch a store like from zero stress and just follow videos and just do it step by step, take my course. But if you want to do it on your own, it's not that complicated. Now, Shopify advertises that their stores are what you see is what you get, week format. That's baloney. It is not true. It requires a lot of tweaking and changing, because first of all, the team that you get, it's awful. So you have to look for a new team. And you want to go into a new team, the minimal team from out of the sandbox. It's the best, free for my taste. And I like to keep that one because it's out of the sandbox. And when I upgrade to the turbo theme that I actually have in all my stores, which is about $300, give or take, they're sometimes on sale, sometimes are not. And so I think it's about $300 per theme. It's easier for me to upgrade because they're very similar. A bad theme can make your store run super slow. And sadly, a lot of themes are sold for people that have no idea how Shopify works. And they make it look beautiful and attractive with all these little widgets. But every single widget makes your store runs faster or slower. Depends how they're built. And most of the themes, they're built to run really slow. So what do you end up doing? That you end up disabling all those little widgets that you are overpaying for, and at the end you end up with a theme that everybody else is getting, which is a basic looking theme with one banner, a few designs in the front, and then your newsletter at the bottom. You don't need more than that. To be honest, a Shopify store, most people will never go to your front end of your store. They will never go to your .com, front page. Why? Because you are going to be driving most of these people to the store through the back end, through a product link, through a collection link, through a blog post, through whatever it is never going to send them to mystore.com address. It's always going to send them to mystore.com/collection/product. And that is where they're going to land. And if they want to go look for more shirts, they're going to see show me more shirts, and they're going to go to look at more shirts, but rarely ever they go into your front page. To be honest, only people that like to steal stuff from you go to your front end. I mean, if right now I was to show you my statistics from my store, you will see that there's this website that every single day, and it's a website that helps people in Asia look at people's stores. Every single day, I get about 14 clicks from this website, always on my main page. Used to show, hello JT, always to show what it is they can copy from me. So I mean, it is what it is. So your front end needs to be fast, needs to be super loading fast, but you don't need to have all this crazy wacko stuff that some teams offer you. They're useless, and nobody's ever going to look at your front end. You need to focus on your product page and your collection page. Your product page needs to showcase your product, needs to have a very good description, needs to have a very good SEO title. The difference here is that SEO is not for Amazon, which means that you don't satisfy tags for Amazon, stuff like that. You here create your description is for SEO purposes, as well as your title, as well as your image has to be correctly named so you can be searched correctly and found, organically at some point in the future. It takes a while for Google to completely index your whole website. And the more you keep moving it and changing and doing changes, the more pain in the ass it becomes for Google to index your store and for them to start promoting your store for free. You have to be in a way consistent in what you're doing and what you're not doing. So is a Shopify easy to launch? It is. It shouldn't be that complicated. However, what most people fail is that when they come from royalty into Shopify, is that they want to bring every single product and their mother to the store. That doesn't work. General store niches on Shopify is a complete and total waste of time and money. Shopify stores are done for niches. They need to be one niche, one sub niche, or one very comparable niche extra you want to, but it needs to be a niche. Why? Two purposes. First, emails. You're gonna drive somebody to buy a product from you, and that product is gonna be in one niche. So people start giving you their email for the purchase, or email for the newsletter, or email for whatever reason, a cart abandonment. I mean, you can get an email from very different actions in your Shopify store. Your deal is to get an email right away, one way or another, either by a discount or by promising him something. Whatever the reason is, you gotta get that email. You don't want the customer to go in and leave without at least leaving you an email. So they come and give you an email. Let's say your niche was, let's talk about cars, okay? These people who like race cars, and they're going and getting race car products. and they like it and they are excited about the product they actually bought from you. And 1 week from today, you send them, hey, look at my new flower collection. Well, they are going like, okay, wait, I never subscribed to a flower collection store. They don't remember the name of your store, guys. You are not Sears or JCPenney or Macy's. You are whatever name came into your head.com. They don't remember if they bought from you yesterday, okay? They don't recall your name of your store. You haven't made that relationship with them yet. They haven't come to your store that many times to remember your store name. But now they see that you are promoting flowers, a flower collection. I'm sorry, I'm a race car driver. I don't care about flowers. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to unsubscribe. And that is going to completely destroy your email list because a bunch of people won't subscribe. And next week, you say, you know what? Today, I have this new amazing cooking collection. And now they're like, the hell? Last week was flowers. I don't know who these guys are. Another unsubscribe. Before you realize, everybody who gave you an email for racing is gone. And whoever gave you the email for the flowers, I'm sorry. And whoever gave you the email for the flowers with the cooking, now they're gone. So you have to stay on niche. It's always about race cars or something related. And in answering your question, JT, I'm sorry, I had my throat. A small niche or big niche, dogs or German Shepherds. It could be dogs. It could be dogs. It could be German Shepherds. It could be something like that. Just keep it, thematic. You can have a dog shirt store and then have a few, not every single dog, focus on a few dogs, and it could be collections for those dogs, right? If you start going through every single dog when you're running Facebook ads, it's going to get very complicated because you have to really target that dog race, and it's going to get super difficult for your pixel. And that's what I'm saying also. When you're running ads for racing cars, because you have a nice racing car shirt, you're running your ad, you tell Etsy, you tell Facebook, I want to run an ad for anybody who is 25 to 60 years old, males who likes racing, who likes drag cars racing, and who likes NASCAR. And I want to show them, and make income in X amount of money. And I want to show them this shirt. So Facebook finds the market. I said, okay, this is the guys I'm going to show you. And boom, 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 you start selling shirts. Next week, and so in the pixel, I'm sorry. In the pixel, Facebook recorded that you are in the niche of race cars. So next week you go and say, oh my God, I have this beautiful flower shirt. Find any female 25 to 65 years old who is into flowers and into gardening and likes roses. And Facebook starts looking for it and it says, boom, here you go. And then you tell Facebook, run a lookalike audience to run this ad. And Facebook is like, wait, I cannot do apples and peaches here. It is used too broad of an audience. And this is when your ads start getting really expensive because the Facebook pixel is completely confused. You go today and run an ad on these guys and these guys purchase. Next week, you have a new product for race cars and run another ad with the same audience. Facebook says, oh, I already know who I sold them to. Let me show them again. And they sell more. By the fourth, fifth ad, Facebook knows already, okay, these guys are the ones that like those products. My Lord. So they keep showing the products to the audience that they have identified. And then your Facebook page starts growing with the right audience as well. The more your Facebook page grows, the cheaper your ads will get. Because before you even run ads, in engagement ads, for example, you go and post in your Facebook page and say, hey, I have this product. What do you guys think? And if you have an audience of 5,000, 10,000, or whatever the thousands is, you don't have to run engagement ads. They'll tell you, oh my God, I like it. If you don't get any likes, any shares, any comments from you, even your audience, you don't have a winner. Don't even add it to your store. They already save you money on ads and time to upload it. They don't like it. You can go and tell the audience, hey, what do you think about this design? What product should I offer it? And what product would you like to have it? And your audience is going to be like, I would like to see it on a Tumblr. And there you were like, I was going to put it in a shirt, but I guess a Tumblr it is. Guess what? You put it in a Tumblr and said, hey, audience, because you guys gave me the idea, I'm going to give you 20% discount on this tumbler today, only for the members on my Facebook page, not for people in ads, not for anybody in my email list, because you guys gave me this idea. I'm going to give you this. Guess what? You just created, first, they feel important. And second, you just created a connection with your audience. And that increases their brand loyalty. So something you will never be able to do in royalty base, okay? Because you don't have the way to run Facebook ads to get pixel fires and then create a Facebook page that is connected to people who are actually buying from you. That is the benefit. So when you ask me, should I jump into Shopify? Now, a good way to jump into Shopify is you have never done this and you are not influenced by royalty whatsoever, and you want to get started, go ahead, learn from zero. You can afford to spend $30 a month until you learn and dump some money on ads. There's many people who never did any royalty, never did Etsy, and they just went and said, you know what, because they are not influenced. They have no influence of the market. They can just go and start doing. If you are into royalty base and you want to do Etsy, Shopify, go ahead and do it. If you can understand that it's a two different animals and you will be handling differently, and you will have to create an audience and you have to do customer support, and that you are your own boss this time, you are creating a brand, it's going to give you far more money in the long term, right? If you are one of those that you hate losing money, this is not for you. This is a store that you don't like dealing with customer support. This is not for you. And I mean, I would like to sell you a course, but you are going to fail, okay? Because things are going to happen sometimes that products are going to get lost. Right now, the postal service is so inefficient that packages are getting lost, are getting damaged. And sometimes your suppliers are going to say, yes, we will take care of that. Sometimes it's not. Some customers are going to say, hey, I got the product, but it doesn't fit the way you said it will fit. Now, suppliers are not going to respond for that. They're going to say, man, we told you the dimensions. You promoted it differently. It's entirely up to you. And you're going to have to tell the customer, you know what, keep it. I'll send you a new one in a bigger size, or refund me, or you're going to have to figure that out. And you end up some sales that you're going to make nothing. Some sales you're going to lose some money. And some sales you may lose the whole product because something happened. There are some customers that are just anal, and they're going to go and file a complaint on PayPal saying that you sent them a package, but it was empty. That could happen. 1 in a million, but it happens. And I have seen some friends that actually has happened to them, right? I just got a friend who shipped something to Venezuela, not Venezuela, to Colombia, and it was a $500 order. And the guy told him, I never got it. And the U.S. Postal Service never kept tracking of it. So he was at a loss. He couldn't fight it. The Postal Service says, you never dropped it here. The guy's like, I dropped it. But they don't scan it. And things happen like that. You have to, if you don't get scanned, which the U.S. Postal Service sometimes they don't scan the product, you're going to end up losing some money along the way. And it's very minimal. But I know there's people that cannot accept the fact to lose $10. You're probably going to lose one sale out of 1,000, but it will happen. So you don't have the stomach for that. This is not for you. You don't want to be dealing with customer support asking you every 10 minutes, where is my order? Especially during the holidays, or like right now, because people were so freaking out with the masks. They were messaging. Where are our masks? Where are our masks? Where are our masks? Because they were afraid that they didn't have masks. This is not for you, because you are going to be getting those messages. And sometimes there's months that I don't get a single message. And then there's like a week that everything breaks hell and everything gets behind because I decided to add a new product. And this new company that decided to promote the new product, everybody in their model decided to add the product to their store. So the production that they had planning to do went completely bonkers. And now they were planning to print 1,000 of these a day, and now they have to print 10,000. They say, my God, we are so overloaded. We don't know what to do. Things happen, and you have to deal with that with your customer. In some cases, you're going to have to cancel orders. And a lot of people don't have the stomach for that. They're like, I'm losing money if I cancel it, and I'm gonna write it. It's like, but then they're messaging you every single day, where's my order? Where's my order? And then just they start filing complaints with PayPal that you are cheating from them. And you say, look, we already have announced that. That's why you have to have a lot of announcements in your store saying, hey, this product is being delayed. We're gonna do that. You're gonna have very good terms and conditions in your store. Shipping frequently asked questions. You're gonna have a lot of policies and returns, and you gotta write all those. Now, do I help you in the course get those going? Yes, I do. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one that have to decide what you want to do with your store. So if what you want is peace of mind and you don't mind getting a few royalties, because at the end of the day, not everybody has the same expectations for life. I understand that. I understand that for some people, having, a middle, in the road, like $40,000 to $60,000 income is amazing, and it's more that they have ever dreamed on. Now that having it with royalty satisfies, their lifetime goal, because richness is different to everybody, right? So, and you're happy with royalty based, you don't need the stress to going into Shopify. Shopify is going to be a little more stressful, but it's the only way you're going to be able to jump the barrier that royalty based can do. Royalty based can only take you so far, okay? And it's a fact, because you don't control the market, you don't control the customer, you don't control absolutely nothing. Shopify is for somebody who wants to say, okay, I need more than this, and I want to have more freedom, and I want to have the capacity to build something else. I want to build a brand. The beautiful thing about this is that in merch on Amazon, you can sell the account. Yes, you can, but you're not going to get a lot of money out of it, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's not tangible. It's not you don't have an email list. You don't have anything that you can say I can sell it for more. A Shopify store, if it's making you money, you can sell it for more than you're actually selling every single week or month. Okay, so you can actually make very good profit. If one day you decide, you know what, I'm done with this, I don't want to deal with this store, you can sell it. And there's people who are always looking to buy stores and brands, especially the email list. Email lists have very good value when you sell them, with the store. The more emails you have in a store and the more sales you have, the more it's likely you can sell it. So it's also an asset. That's why you want to keep the store growing. So you can get a big payout, and you can start a business saying, you know what, I'm going to sell this store. Once it starts making consistently, I don't know, you can say 100,000 in sales every month for 6 months. I'm going to sell it. And you can probably get about $500,000 for that store. You can probably get $1 million for that store. It depends on the pricing and who you sell it to and the niche. You can sell it, okay? Because it's making about $1 million a year now in sales. You could easily sell it for that. So, and that's how actually with the mentality I've been launching my businesses lately. Every single business that I have launched has a price on where I will sell it. And that's actually a tip that my friend Gregory gave me, Gregory Cabo gave me, that I have to open a business with the idea that I'm going to sell it at some point. And every single business that I launch has a price point. And when I reach this price point that I can sell it, I will. Because if I can start one business, I can start another. So might as well just cash out, get the cash flow, open more, and grow the business. Yeah, where's my mask? Yes. So is it easy? Yeah, it is. As you can narrow down to a niche, if you can understand that you can do customer service, and you can understand that this business is for long term, getting sales, to get sales is not going to happen overnight. You have to really think about the long term of your business. You have to really believe that this business is going to, sorry, something open. You have to believe that this business is going to be a long-term investment, and that you will be building it for the future. You're not going to see numbers, overnight, okay, without paying for ads. You want to do this organically, then start the store with building a strong base SEO foundation by properly creating the right descriptions, creating the right blog post, buying the right domain name. One thing that a lot of people do is that they buy the randomest names for their stores, something that they like from childhood, and they just plug it in, and it's like a name that makes absolutely zero sense. I know I did it one. My very first store was an acronym for my kids' names. Horrible for SEO. You have to have your niche inside your domain name. The domain name has to include your niche, and it has to be a .com. Buying one of those random things, yes, you can buy them, but as a subdomain to drive traffic to you. But you don't want you want it to be a .com at the end of the day. You don't find the .com, don't buy it, because if you buy the .net, the people behaviors is that always go to the .com, and they're gonna enter my store .com instead of typing my store at .net. Always get the .com, unless you own the trademark, and then you can take over the .com. Yeah, buy the .net, but that's a whole different conversation. Do that. You would need some branding. The logo, even though people say the logo is important, the logo is not that important, because the logos, you need to keep them small, basic, but it has to have a logo. You don't want to have use font there, but don't go crazy on it. Okay, people, as I said, people don't go to the landing page. People go to the product page. Invest on some mock-ups for your products. You don't have to change, the images that you get from your suppliers, and I explained that in full detail, on the course, like why you should fix and change the images, to what size you should fix them. It's a lot of different steps that you have to do to have a very successful store, but it's nothing you guys can kind of do. Okay, the launching the store is not that complicated. It's to drive the traffic that is the most difficult. But there are very basic ads that I cover, in the course, that I need to add those videos. It's the only videos that I haven't uploaded yet, but they were recorded. I'm just editing them. But by the time you get there, they will be already added. You need to focus on driving traffic, and you will have to really have a Pinterest board. Pinterest is the #1 traffic generator for Shopify, outside of ads. It is proven, I don't have the statistic exactly on top of my head, it is proven that people that go into Pinterest looking for something, they go with the mentality that they're going to purchase something. So they go to Pinterest looking for research. Okay, so when they go to Pinterest, they go and looking for, okay, I'm looking for a product. Let me see where I can find it. And instead of going to different websites, they like going to Pinterest because they've showcased the products there. And people like going to those blog posts and Pinterest. It's like the top 10 shirts for the summer. They love reading those blog posts. And you can make those blog posts inside your Shopify store with 10 of your own products that you have in your store, and just post that onto Pinterest. Those drive traffic. Pinterest has also a capability that you can actually purchase from Shopify directly into Pinterest, because some buyable pins that you can connect with an extension from Shopify. So first of all is that. Then Shopify connects it to your Facebook page, so you can make your Facebook page a store you want to, by connecting your story to the Facebook page. That makes it a lot easier for you to make sure that you can also make sales on Facebook. So you can have that. You can have 2 ways to do it. Thank you, JT. You can have 2 ways to do it. So that is one. And also, you can integrate your Shopify store into your Instagram account. And in your Instagram account also, you can start making posts from your Shopify store. So Shopify is very versatile. Another way you can do is that Shopify also integrates with eBay. And that is a free integration, guys. You don't have to pay for that. eBay has an integration. You have to do is create some catalogs kind of way. So you can have your print-on-demand products also listed on eBay. When you connect your eBay store to your Shopify store, eBay automatically considers you a business, and the amount of products you can list increases like this. They give you way more listing capabilities than when you don't, because now they go to your store, they look at the potential, and they allow you to connect. I have had very bad success on eBay selling shirts because honestly, they are not that cheap to be selling on eBay. But I've been selling very well other items like some mugs. They will not sell at the same price that you will sell them at Shopify sometimes, like the $19.99, $24.99. But if you go to the right supplier like T-Launch or Custom Cat, where you can find a mug for like $4 plus shipping, selling it for $14.99 plus shipping on eBay, you still can make quite a good amount of money. So just integrate your Shopify store into that, and you will be able to sell if they are unique. Okay, the water bottles sell well, some tumblers sell well. More like accessories than t-shirts. I haven't had any success with t-shirts. I honestly haven't tried anything from hoodies or tank tops because since I didn't have good luck with t-shirts, I haven't really done that. But I've had very good success on eBay selling accessories. For some reason, I haven't tried China jewelry in eBay. To be honest, I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure you can. And before I even wrap this up, one thing I want you to understand and get this in your head is that for the longest time, I have always say that print on demand is like the hallmark of 2000s. When we were in the 90s and early 2000s, and I was a kid, and I need to buy a gift for my mom or for anybody, I would go and my dad would give me $10, $15, right, for a present, or even when I got a little older from my own work. And I would go and say, okay, I have limited budget, and I knew I had to buy a damn card that was like $3, $4. And I hated buying Hallmark cards, but for some reason it was in my mind, because it's what the marketing did to my mind, is that a freaking gift had to have a Hallmark card. So part of my budget went into that card, the envelope, and the bag, because I was horrible at wrapping. And most of the time I was always buying the gift the very same day at the party. So I didn't have time to go to my house, find the wrapping paper, wrap the gift, and get the card. And so I had to buy the bag. The bag was another $2. So I know that the $15, $5 was wasted on the wrapping and the card. So I ended up buying something for $10 that usually was not something that wasn't very good. It was something that usually was crappy as hell. So I got the gift. I said, here's my $15 gift, which was nothing but wrapping paper, a card, and a useless gift. Print on demand is like that now, right? Since we got the gift with the message. The message is the Hallmark card. The only thing that is missing is the signature. The only thing that is missing is the personalization. So in a way, we are still kind of forced to buy the damn Hallmark card, unless you start offering customization. Customization is one thing that you can do on Shopify nonstop. The only royalty-based company you can do customization is literally Sasso. And Sasso, the royalties are not that great. They're very minimum, but they sell a lot of volume, right? So it's like, okay, it's better to make pennies and sell a lot of pennies than make dollars and make no dollars, right? So Sasso is good. You want royalty and you want to do customization, Sasso is for you. But it's the only royalty place that you can actually do that. Now, you can do some personalization on Etsy, but the customer doesn't really get to see the final product. They get to imagine it based on images and stuff like that, and you have some integration with some other tools. They can actually do the customization in the external website, and it will show them what the product is going to look like. Then they got to go check out on Etsy. It becomes a lot of work. It is not something that my throat really is scratchy. It's something that is not that effective. You go to Amazon Custom, which I used to profess my love for the platform. It's obsolete, but it was a very good solution for the longest time. It was the only one that allowed you to sell customization in Amazon, but what the products that you could sell were very limited. And because of the timing that Amazon requires to do customization wasn't as simple as having an integration. And the only integrator I knew at the time that was good for Amazon custom is out of business. So having to do customization in Amazon manually is a pain because you gotta go to the SVG. Now you gotta make the manual order, and that already eats about a day of your production time. By the time you send it to the customer, right now with all these delays that's going on, most likely you will always be late. So I decided that I haven't done Amazon custom for at least 6 months. It has hurt my pocket, yes, because it was good bestsellers, but I couldn't risk my account. My account is ungated on pretty much everything. I can sell every brand you can think of. So used to sell a few pre-on-demand products. It wasn't worth losing my account. I mean, my account, I know I can sell it easily for $50,000 right now, even if it has no products, just because of the brands that I am ungated. There was people that would die to have what I am allowed to sell. Even though I have never even sold some brands, I have permission to sell it because my account is that old. And I have met some margins to keep it that old. So we do that. Shopify allows you to customize products. My Lord. In Shopify, you can customize products. And the beautiful thing about customization is that in most cases, it doesn't cost you any dollar extra. Okay, like you have Custom Cat, for example. Custom Cat is free-ish. It's free, but the product is more expensive. You pay, I believe, $30 a month or $20. I don't remember, it's 20 or 30. And the products gets cheaper, like significantly cheaper, like $2 per product, cheaper. So you only have to sell about 15 products to recover the $30, and then whatever you sell, you're making more profit. So I would tell people you want to start Custom Cat with the free version. Once you start in at least 10 products a month, upgrade to the other version, and then the pricing will change. But the customization that they offer doesn't cost you a dime, and you can customize pretty much every single product that they have. So, and you can charge more dollars for customization. You can sell this product in a section that is not customizable for, let's say, $19.99 for a shirt, and then you can have it customizable for $24.99, and people will pay it. Okay, people pay for customization because now they have a unique product, and that is what makes the difference. Same thing for T-Launch. T-Launch has these amazing customization deals, but they also have that you can create joint listings where you can have more than one product in the same listing, and it interacts with T-Launch, and you can have like packages like mommy, like the mommy T-shirt with the toddler's onesies, and you can or the couple shirts, the male and female. You can create combos, and you can actually in one listing only, people can order both products for one price. So they can buy the products that you can actually do, and they can send them to them, and it doesn't cost you extra. That is also amazing, and I think it's actually a little cheaper for you to purchase this product as well. So now you can charge more for that as well, because you can offer customization for that as well. Another thing that you can do is, for example, in China charges about $6 or something like that for engraving, and every single product they sell has engraving. Now, engraving, you can charge $10 to $15 to engrave. I mean, just go to the mall and go to these Things Forever, I believe it's called. Look at this store, and everything they sell there is pretty awful. Okay, it's like some crystal mugs with some pewter here. I mean, it's nothing out of the ordinary. It's pretty basic products. The only reason they sell something is because everything in that store is customizable. And then when they make their money in their engraving, right? Because they sell the product a little bit overpriced, as it is, and which they're a good quality, right? The mugs are crystal mugs with the pewter. They're heavy. It's not bad materials, but I mean, it's not the most beautiful products. But the customization will make it unique. You have no idea how many of those mugs with my name I got when I graduated from college. And then when I got my first promotion and then things like that, I have like 7 of those with my name, Fernando, because everybody thought it was very original to give me one of those, because it's customizable. And they charge like $10, $15 just to engrave your name. So the same thing happens with your Shopify store. You sell shine on jewelry. You want it to be customizable, and you ask the customer, hey, this is costing $30 by itself, but if I add your name at the back, you know, it's going to be $45, and people will pay for it. Why? Because it makes them unique. It makes them with a message. It shows the customer. It shows the recipient that the person that gifted the product cared. Okay, especially you are adding like some of those, little necklaces that has the picture of the couple, and then you add in the back, they at the back like the date they met or whatever, the anniversary or whatever they're celebrating. If they give it to the loved one, that person is gonna melt. You took the time to give me something, and guess what? They're gonna pay for that because they know that gift is gonna be special and memorable, and that's what you want to do. And guess what? Those products don't require a Hallmark card. It's what I was trying to get into the first point. Now the product became the card as well, and that is what you want to do. You want to tell your customer, we can give you the product and the message together for one low price. We will make your life simpler by giving you some level of customization in your product. And that is what you will get out of a Shopify store. You cannot do that anywhere else. You can probably do that in BigCommerce or WooCommerce, in some form, in some way. But what I'm talking about, standalone stores, e-commerce stores. That is what it should be. A store should be simple. A store should have the option for people to get something that is memorable and something that they like. And at the same time, you gotta drive them by impulse. Remember, not every single product that you drive in ads is gonna make you money. But if they drive traffic to your store that generates other sales, then that product is doing its job. There are gonna be some products that are just the objective is to drive traffic. People will not buy it, but they may buy something else. So you have to have your store lean and efficient and willing to do that. You don't want to have your store with one of the worst things about print on demand is that they offer you so many color options. So many. It's crazy that you go to like any of these stores and you go in a shirt and they have like 20 different colors for a shirt. When you're new to the business, you upload every single damn color into your store. Okay. You create two problems. When they come from the store, from the supplier to the store, every single image is super big because first of all, they are PNGs. They are not JPEGs. They are PNGs. So they're like 500 and some kbytes. Okay. They're almost a megabyte. But you have 20 of those ones in your listing because you added every single color that was available. So now it's like 5 megabytes loading. That makes your store slow. Okay. And then you have the second problem, paralysis by analysis, because now the customer is like, oh my God, which one of these 20 colors do I actually want? And they start going around in the carousel, looking each one of them, and the time runs out. Now they gotta go back to work. Now they gotta go take care of the children. They go back to cooking. They finish going to the restroom. Whatever they were doing, the time is up. You have to always think that you have 1 minute to make a sale. From the moment they arrive to your store, they have to have a minute to get into add to cart and purchase. Otherwise, you are wasting the opportunity because the customers don't have that much time. They didn't come to your store to make the purchase in the first time. They came because of curiosity killed the cat. Now you gotta kill the cat. Okay, you gotta make the purchase. So you don't offer that many. You wanna offer pastel colors. You should always offer the 3-4 colors that everybody buys. But if you wanna offer pastel colors, create a collection, the pastel color collection. You can do that. And you can create a whole collection of pastel color shirts where you can have like 2-3 different colors for each one. And you can have all these cute ones. And you can do that if you want to. You don't have to keep them. It's nothing that says that your shirt needs to have 20 different colors. And there's nothing to say that it could be 3 different listings for the same shirt with different colors. You can have it in other collections. Like the pastel color collection, or the winter collection you want, which is what, red, white, and green. You can create different collections. Now, when we're in niche, one thing that breaks the niche is holidays. Okay, holidays sell for every niche. Okay, so when I say that one thing that is not going to break your niche is you add Christmas stuff. even if it's racing or butterflies or flowers, promoting Santa Claus and different holidays is not gonna kill your niche. Same thing for Independence Day and same thing for Valentine's Day, because everybody in their niche has a loved one. Everybody in the niche has somebody they have to give to, and everybody in the niche, they're American, they believe in 4th of July. So you can sell those, but always create one collection where you keep those products so that when the season is over, you just hide the collection and leave it in the back end. Do not delete them. That kills your SEO. Just put them in the back. And when it's going back, put it back on again. You can have as many collections as you want hidden, and they are still searchable, and people can still find them. And people buy these things year round because they always have plays or something, and things may show up here and there because you have tags and all that I explained in the course with more detail. But just because you're in niche doesn't mean that you cannot sell, things like that. Okay, so your store has also that multi-level when you can sell holiday products in Valentine's and Mother's Day and Father's Day, even if it has nothing to do with your niche. Now, if you can keep a holiday in niche, even the better, right? You can make a bunch of Santa Clauses running, racing cars. The better for you, right? You have that type of designer that can draw a very nice, Santa Claus in a race car. Hell, do it. Why not? Right? So, I mean, think about the possibilities, right? But doesn't mean that you cannot have. And another thing is that every store can have a kids section that doesn't have to do anything with niche. Okay, because let's be honest, we don't really run ads to kids products. We always run ads for adult products. But when somebody comes to your store and they see a kids collection, they're gonna go click and then see what they find for the kids. So you can have a kids collection there as well, a collection and a bunch of different collections that has nothing to do with your niche, because the kids not always a niche. The kids is more like, I like it, I'm gonna buy it. It's a nice bunny, it's a nice rabbit, it's a nice horse, whatever it is. Try to keep it, with the same branding objective, right? Don't try to. You are in a very manly niche. Do not go and have all these flowers and butterflies type of products for the kids. It makes too much contrast, but you can keep it, in a way that that is aligned, and keep it, in that balance. Always keep your store balanced, but doesn't mean you cannot offer stuff. When I mean in niche is all the products, because when you send an email, you can say, race car drivers, here's the new product of the week. And by the way, and while you're there, come and check our new kids collections, and you can put some product for the kids collections, and they know that, okay, they got first of all what they were looking for, and then they can see that you offer other products that they may be on interest of them, and that way you don't confuse your audience that this is something that they didn't sign up for, because it's nothing worse than getting unsubscribes. Keep in mind that every time you send an email, you're gonna get unsubscribes. It's the name of the business. Every time you send an email, somebody's gonna be like, I don't want to receive this anymore. We get so many emails every day. It's the nature of the business that people sometimes they are like, today is the day that they decide to unsubscribe for every single one. And it has nothing personal to do with you. I mean, I just looking right now, for example, an email that I sent yesterday, 9 people unsubscribed from my list. Some people, I actually know their names, and I know it's not personal. They just decided that they don't want to receive my email, and that's fine. It happens every day. The name of the business is add more emails that you're getting removed from, and always grow your list. It's the way it is. But one of the big problems that people have is that people stop sending emails because they're afraid to lose emails. And it creates 2 problems. When you send emails every day, yes, you're going to get unsubscribes. But one thing happens, that the people that read your emails, it starts generating loyalty towards you. You get brand awareness towards you, and they want to know more about you. So the ones that open it, keep opening them. The ones that don't want to open it, unsubscribe. Now, if you don't email anybody, you're not going to get unsubscribed. But the problem is the next time you send an email, most people won't even remember who the hell you are. And they're gonna be like, who is this person? So you're gonna get a bunch more unsubscribes because most people won't even remember you. And some people won't even open them. I know I have noticed that when I don't send emails often, people, my opening rate is very low because they forgot who I was, what it was my message. They get so many messages from so many people that they don't, it's difficult for most people to keep track of who the person that is sending these emails is actually about. And so you have to be consistent, even if it's once a week. The consistency is key with your emails. And no matter what you do, even if your email is well written and everything, is amazing, you're gonna get unsubscribes. It's always going to happen. Okay. Now, if your email is offensive in a way, and then you're gonna start getting nasty messages, and that is gonna get you way more unsubscribes than you should. So always be careful in what you write, because we are, as it is right now, we are in the middle of our crisis in the United States with cancel culture. You don't want to say nothing that is gonna get you as insensitive or out of touch with anything. So think about always read your email twice before you send it, because an email should make you anywhere from $1 a month per email. So you got 2,000 emails, an email should make you $2,000 a month. So the more emails you got, the more money it will make you. And the better you are in target, the more money an email will make. At some point, it's going to start making you $1 a week, but you have to send those emails for this email to make you money. If you are not sending them, they're not going to make you absolutely zero. So think about those things. Now, I think I have given you enough reasons of why you should open a Shopify store, where to begin. Do you need to begin by asking yourself a question? Am I ready to take a next step, open a store? Are you ready to say, even if I lose $30, $50 a month for the next couple of months, will I build my SEO? Will I build my social media accounts? Will I build everything else? Is this something I can afford? If the answer is yes, you shouldn't take any risk. Q4 this year is beginning now. Okay, I have confirmation that print-on-demand companies are already printing Halloween products and Christmas products. This is August, guys. We shouldn't even be selling Halloween products, but right now you have no listed Halloween products in your stores. You are late, because the customers are not dumb. Customers have been buying from online stores for the past 6 months more than ever. E-commerce is going to break every single record this year because of COVID and because of many other reasons. First, because it was a tendency already, but second, because of COVID, and it's getting more and more and more accepted. So right now, the stores are selling Halloween. Now, people are not going to go trick-or-treating this year, most likely, because, the obvious reasons. Most likely they're not going to let us because it's right before the election, so it's not going to happen. So right now, people are worried about getting the pictures and having the experience and stuff like that. And guess what? We're about a month and a half away from Halloween, and they know that right now the U.S. Postal Service is taking about 30 days. No, I'm sorry, it's 2 months and a half from Halloween. It's taking about 30 days to deliver something, and the production facilities is taking about a week or more to print. So they don't want to risk it. They don't want to get stuck in October ordering something, so they're ordering now. I have already seen ads on Facebook promoting Christmas products. Why? Because the customers are starting to understand that they need to get those Christmas products right now. Number one, because most likely a lot of people are planning that this Christmas season they're not going to meet with family members, so they're ordering the products ahead of time so that they can wrap in and mail them back to the loved ones on time. That is going to be one of those things. This year, I doubt print-on-demand facilities are going to be extending production all the way to the 20th of the month, of December, or the 22nd in some cases. This year, print-on-demand facilities are going to wrap way earlier, because U.S. Postal Service and FedEx and stuff will not guarantee on-time delivery, because the U.S. Postal Service is broken. It's broken more than ever. So most likely this year we're going to end up probably by the 10 or the 15 production. So you are waiting to start listing products in November and stuff like that, you may be too late. Halloween products are going to be selling by this is September and October. As it is, we need, most people start using the Christmas shirts by the beginnings of December because they have family pictures to get the postal cards, stuff like that. This year more than ever, people are going to do postal cards because they're not going to meet with loved ones, so they're going to send out their cards to wish them people, Merry Christmas, because they're not going to be Christmas parties, stuff like that. Even if the government was to open and stuff like that, people are still in fear, and it's just not going to happen the way it is. This is not a traditional year. We are just 3 months and a half away from all this to happen. So start thinking about doing your marketing right now. Right now is the best time to launch a Shopify store. You have 3 months before everything gets heavy. You can have a Shopify store running in the next 2 weeks, and you can start promoting Christmas products in time and loading them with Christmas products under your branch and start launching it right away. The bulk of sales is going to happen between mid-October and November. Use a couple of weeks earlier than usual because it's going to be crowded. You need to start really paying attention to what your print-on-demand suppliers are telling you. But I have spoken to quite a few, and quite a few have agreed with the same. The supply chain is affected all across the board. Okay, it's not only us that we're getting late. They're also getting late shipments because a lot of these products come from China, and China shipments are taking forever to get here because of whatever the reasons, many, many reasons. And then when they get here, they have the transportation issues, that there are not many transportation companies right now moving products towards the United States. And then once they get into the company, sometimes they gotta put some products in quarantine because they cannot be jumping right ahead and touching product. They have products with problems with employees that they don't want to get sick, so they're not going to work. We have a lot of issues all across the industries, so we have to always give some cushion space for things to take time to be produced. And you have to keep in consideration that we're not the only ones in the supply chain that get affected. It's affected all the way to the cotton, so keep that in mind. Okay, so face masks are still going to be a thing, guys. Face masks, we expect them that it's going to be a thing still even next year, and it may be a huge holiday product. People just gifting face masks, so don't keep that out of the equation. There is no print-on-demand supplier at this point that I can actually recommend for masks. All of them have completely effed off their productions, and I don't expect anyone to be, the Gators from Printful probably I would say are the best right now. But when it comes to face masks, Custom Cat really messed up. I think they're fixing it, but I don't know. I haven't heard reports on how the new ones look. Guten, they're pretty darn ugly. And other companies that has them, they're pretty expensive, so they don't give you really good margins to make any money. But everything else is going to sell. So I'm nothing more to say. I've been speaking almost for an hour and a half. If anyone has questions, I will gladly answer them, either here or in the group. Send me a message if you have any question about the course or anything else. The link is already posted there. There's a coupon for $50 for whoever wants to buy it from this call. As I said, it's only a few videos that I haven't uploaded. I am still editing them. I had to re-record a couple yesterday. That's why I have to. But there are 12 sections. 9 sections are already fully loaded. 1 section is halfway loaded, and the other 2 sections, there are the very end sections. I have been recorded. I just need to finish editing. So I'm assuming that by tomorrow everything should be ready. But to be honest, the only sections that I haven't finished is some sections that really shouldn't make any difference if you are looking into taking the course. Is the one is having to do with Facebook ads, which honestly you shouldn't be touching that section until you're ready to launch your store. And if you buy the course today, it's going to take you a week or two to get to that point anyways. Unless you really watch every single video and you're just attacking it, you should be able to do it right away. And then the other one is about marketing and social media. So I mean, it's the Pinterest video, the Instagram, and the eBay, the stuff that I was talking about, which I already talked to you about. And those ones, I believe that most people can figure it out on themselves. So to be honest, that shouldn't stop you either from launching a store. Every single video that it is in the course, it's already done. So like it's like setting your Shopify store, to customize your store, to customer engagement, to print demand suppliers that recommend. I will be adding more as I have relationships with. All the research and what to sell products and some marketing research that I did is there. All the store management are there. Suggested apps and tools, I have added most of the ones I have in my store. I will add a few more as time progresses, but again, you don't need the apps right now. So and the only one, as I said, we have a bunch of resources and PDFs. I have a bunch of terminology, glossaries, and PDFs that you should read, that explain to you a bunch of the terminology that e-commerce people use in the conversations. I explain to them why they are and how to understand it and why they're important. There are about 3 or 4 PDFs on that. They're very self-explanatory. And then we have some webinars and masterclasses in there. That one was done on SEO, and there's and there will be more that we will be having. I plan to have another guest soon. Once we get more people on board, we'll have another guest. And what we did last time is that we had a Zoom call where all the members of all the beta members and the person teaching the SEO class went live with them, and we gave a training, and that was recorded, and that's what it is. And I plan to have another person that is going to do the same. It's going to do a training live, and we will have questions and answers, because I believe that that's the best way to do that. And we will have a few trainings live as well in the private group to answer questions. And the first one, I plan to have it on Friday. So that will be like Q&A and how to help you. If you guys want to show me your store and you want me to take a look, I will do that entirely for free if you are a member of this group. Now, I will not customize it for you. I will not work for you, but it will be a lot of benefits. What I want is to have a bunch of successful Shopify stores by this Q4, and I plan to help as many people as possible. And that's it. I'm going out in circles, and my throat is really running out of voice. But if you guys have questions, send me a message. Thank you, JT, for buying the course. I just got the message. As I said, it's $50 off. And you have any questions, if you are not interested in this course and you're interested in the Etsy because you think it's probably best for you at this point, send me a message. I can give you a coupon for that one as well. The Etsy course is up to date. It's nothing that requires change. All having to do with the ads and everything, it's there. It's that course is complete. It's ready to go, and it's completely up to date. But anything else? Thank you so much for watching. And remember, Custom Cat now can go to Etsy, so you have one more supplier with more options and better pricing than what you're getting right now. And you haven't watched my Shopify video, my China video, I suggest you guys watch it. It was pretty good on how to do China without having a Shopify store. And nothing else, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It was a lot of people watching today. I appreciate it, and have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.